Hi there. I'm about to be part of a two-person show in Ferndale, Washington at It's About Time Cultural Arts Center. This is my work, Maggie Bates. This is Erin Libby, who's pretty famous in these parts. I'm very honored to do a show with her. All of the pieces that I'm going to have in the show are from my digital painting or my watercolors. And the reason I'm making this video for people who follow me on my channel is because I am so thrilled with how these cliches are turning out. First of all, I use Canvas Champ. They give you the ability to print with it to any specific size as long as it's rounded to the inch. And so you can have some pretty odd shaped canvases if you want. You can do tall, skinny canvases, square canvases, you name it. They pretty much can print it. The way that I get these really intensely colored, high quality prints is to pay for the extras that they offer. I pretty much take them up on every upgrade that they offer. For instance, I always do a gallery wrap, which means that this thickness is 1.5 inches. The structure of the canvas is very sturdy. I also always go for the deluxe lamination, which means there's a hardboard behind the canvas. It makes it, oh, see, really sturdy. You can drop it and it's not going to warp or fall apart. It's like really sturdy. So I also love that they have the option to do a mirror image on the side of that gallery wrap. On this image, it turned out like so beautifully. Like there is no downside to doing a mirror image on that particular artwork. This one, there was a downside. I was going to have a mirror image of the owl on the side, but it wasn't deep enough. It would be cut off. So instead, I added this black border and declined to have the mirror image on this. They have all different types of colors that you can do. So you can do mirror image or multitude of colors on the edge of your cliches. So I have opted for the thicker gallery wrap. Whenever possible, I do the mirrored image on the side. I always go with the thickest canvas that they offer. I always go with the high definition printing so that it's very focused, crisp, and the colors are nice and intense the way they are intended to be. And I always ask for a gallery proof so that it goes into production pretty quickly thereafter, and I get to look it over and approve the graphic. When I approve that graphic, there's a very important thing that I do. There's not really any way to do this on the site except for to respond to a proof. And they ask you, do you have any comments? Is this proof okay? And so I always, once I say, yeah, the proof looks good, but I would like to have no logos, barcodes, or marks on the back of my canvas. And that way I just end up with this nice, there is one mark there, but I can live with that. I just prefer not to have any logos. So you end up with this nice white edge that the staples are on, and it just looks a little bit nicer as far as I'm concerned. I'm not really into the logos being on the back of the canvases from the printing company. The other thing that I'm doing for this show is I'm hand embellishing every single print. And this one is really easy to see with the camera. You can see the gold that I've added here at the bottom, all of those little plants that have the dots on them. That's all done with a gold pen. And I'll just quickly show you what kind of pens I'm using. So when I'm using the gold, oops, sorry about that. When I'm doing the gold, I'm using calligraphic gold color pen. And then when I'm doing colors, which I did on this one, I did a little bit of blue. I added some white up here. I'm using a Uniposca. I think I'm probably saying that wrong. But those are both really good manufacturers of pens that you can enhance your glicés with. So I guess my point of this video is to help you understand that there is no such thing as a cheap glissé. You need to always ask for all of the enhancements or most of the enhancements. Another thing that you can opt to do or not do is have the hangers installed on the back. It's under the hardware section when you're going through Canvas Champ. I actually have now opted to have no hangers on the back of my pieces. That way I can make sure that the way that I hang them is the way the gallery would like me to hang them. Another option that I don't get, but I could get, and this is probably the only one that I do save money on, and that is a dust cover on the back of this. And the reason that I don't do a dust cover on the back of this is because I don't know how they're going to want it hung, and I don't want to puncture the dust cover by accident, so I just leave that off. The other, here, this is a really good thing to point out. So on most of this canvas, I absolutely loved how the paint mirror imaging wraps until you get over here to this little frog nose. And because I'm hand embellishing all of these paintings anyway, then it's my artist license to decide to cover up that with acrylic paint. And so I'm going to get rid of that little frog nose up there. So just to recap, when it comes to glissés, there are no cheap ways to print them. You really don't want to skimp. You want to go with the thickest framework that you can, the heaviest canvas, the highest definition printing that you can get, because it will really show off your artwork the way you intended your artwork to originally be. And I can't recommend it highly enough that you do that you pay that little extra money and just recoup it in your sale price. It's just the cost of doing business to have these high quality prints. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.